Hey, my name's Chris Gunn, and once again, welcome to my channel, Chris Gunn's Bourbon Barrel Creations, where I talk about all things bourbon and my love and passion of building things out of reclaimed bourbon barrels. So today, what I want to talk about is a little different. So as you can see right here, this is a guitar stand that I built out of bourbon wood, and I've had this for quite some time. I kind of got into, after I'd retired from the Army, I got into guitar playing, and I was just curious to see if I could build this, and I did. And it's kind of been sitting around. Haven't really tried to sell it. I've tried not, but I think I finally found a good use for it. But once again, I don't necessarily want to talk about the stand as much as I want to talk about this. So what I've got here today is kind of an interesting guitar. My little brother's grandfather, this belonged to him. He was a guy named Marvin Roberts, and this was his guitar. And I remember when I was growing up back in high school, we would, on Friday nights, he played with a country western band in Warner Robins, and we'd go over there and see him play. Now, the interesting thing about this guitar, after he passed away, his father gave my brother this guitar and an amp. And I had looked at it several times. I didn't really know too much about it. But I kind of got in my mind, I wanted to know more about it about 2 weeks ago. And so I asked my brother when I was over at his house if I could take it to the guitar store over here in Phoenix City that I take lessons from. And there's Mike and Tim co-own the store, and Tim just has some of the most interesting stories I've ever heard. And I figured if anybody knew something, one of those two would know something. Now, what I've been able to find out about this guitar is it's called a True Tone. And if I'm not mistaken, these were built by a company called Kay. Now Kay would build another guitar, and they called it, was almost identical to this one, and that one was called a Sun Tone. And your Sun Tones would be sold in Sears and Woolworth. Now this guitar would have been sold at Western Auto, and at the time it would have went for the whopping price of $30. I'm not real sure if Marvin had bought this guitar new or if he bought it from somebody else, but it's an interesting guitar. It's the headstock on it is infinitely different than any headstock I've ever seen. I'm used to, Strats or Telecasters and their distinct headstock, but this is, if this thing could tell some stories, I definitely would love to hear them. But anyway, I decided that I was going to let my brother have the stand when he gets the guitar back. Now, the other cool thing about this was we believe the guitar was probably built in the 60s. So, it could be as old as 55, or it could be as old as 65 years old. And at the youngest, it'll be a 55-year-old guitar. But now the amp itself, we couldn't ever figure out who built the amp. Tim, the guy who runs the store that I talk to all the time, Tim says he was pretty sure it was built in 1963. It's a solid state amp. It's not a tube amp. And one of the capacitors on it was a little messed up, and Tim fixed that. And then he cleaned the jacks and everything on it. And he got it back to probably its heyday. And I've played it since I got it home. I got a distinctly 50, 60 sound. Of the two, I like the amp better. But anyway, yeah, it's just, to me, there's a lot of history here. And so can't wait for my brother to get it back. And I'd love to see my brother play it a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's that. And, like I always say, if you got some good bourbon, hopefully you got somebody you care about to share it with, and y'all build those memories together. Because definitely, I know this guitar and this amp's got a lot of memories. It's got a lot of good memories from my brother and his dad, and it's honestly got some good memories for me too. Because looking back on my childhood, I could remember when Marvin would play these things. So yeah, I'm glad that my brother trusted me enough to let me take it and do something for it. And so maybe we can get some more use out of it. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and I'll see you at the next video.